Mutual customizes your car insurance, so you only pay for what you need. I mean, sorry. Oh, what? I'm an emu! No, buddy.
Only pay for what you need.
Liberty, 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 liberty.
Before we go from the London, West Hollywood, today is Prince's birthday. He would have been 63.
Wow.
Play some music today. And now we're also remembering the man who played his father in Purple Rain, Clarence Williams III.
Yeah, Mr. Williams was also known for roles in the Mod Squad. He was Link Hayes in the Mod Squad. And AR.
Happening now.
San Antonio firefighters returning to an automotive repair shop that caught fire twice in less than 24 hours. We talked to the owner about the challenges he's facing in trying to reopen this 70-year-old business.
The city and police union finally back at the negotiating table after the defeat of Proposition B. What took so long and where they're at now.
On this Monday, it's the start to a new week and a whole new and different weather pattern. I'll explain more, let you know what to expect coming up in a few minutes. The News at 5 starts right now.
And first at 5, Governor Greg Abbott tweeting today he is making it illegal for businesses in Texas to require vaccine passports or any vaccine information.
The governor added Texas is 100% open without any restrictions or limitations or requirements. Texas has been fully reopened since the beginning of March.
In less than 24 hours after a fire tore through a southeast side auto shop, crews returned to pick up the pieces.
The shop closed for now, but we spoke to the owner who says they hope to be partially up and running soon. Myra Arthur with that story.
Just took a spark to start it, but we lost all of our back shop area.
Jeff Otto, owner of Temple Hill Automotive on Goliad Road, returning to his business today, but not to reopen as usual. Instead, he and his crews were cleaning up after that fire sparked yesterday afternoon, causing the roof to collapse. The San Antonio Fire Department ruled out the possibility of arson.
Something electrical sparked, set some chemicals on fire. Of course, you know, this being an automotive shop, it's full of oils, coolants, and all sorts of flammable material.
Otto says it's not just the building that was destroyed, but everything inside it, including decades worth of equipment.
We've been here for almost 70 years collecting all these tools and equipment, and it's going to be a pretty hard financial blow. Anybody that's ever done anything in this industry knows that the equipment it's expensive to replace. 3
customer vehicles were totaled, and a 4th was also damaged. Several vehicles kept at the front of the building had some smoke damage, but Otto says those can be cleaned up. The next step, he says, is waiting to hear back from his insurance company and focusing on reopening for business in the part of the building that was salvaged.
The first time in 70 years we've had a major incident like this. It's all just a matter of time. You know, we'll get there eventually back to 100%, but it's going to be a little while.
Myra Arthur, KSAT 12 News.
New at 5, a wrong-way driver accused of speeding through the streets of downtown and hitting multiple vehicles along the way could now face some charges. San Antonio police officers actually had to ram into the man's Mustang at Alamo and La Jolla in order to get him to stop. This video taken by Edward Hernandez, a Uber driver who happened to be nearby. Look at that. Prior to this, police say the man drove on the sidewalk, hit several parked vehicles, and even rammed into a police cruiser headed to another call. He ended up getting stuck between a car and a trailer. Officers say his wheels were spinning, and in order to avoid him taking off and hitting the crowd, an officer cornered him with the cruiser. No one was hurt, but the suspect was taken to the hospital with an elevated heart rate. He faces a charge of aggravated assault with a deadly weapon.
Glad they stopped him. More than 30 years after a man was murdered near Canyon Lake, 2 men are now behind bars. 56-year-old Tracy Keith Loy of Utah and 57-year-old Mark Gatton of Ohio have been charged with murder in the 1986 death of Charles Robert Hardin. The 56-year-old found dead at Jacobs Creek Park in August of 1986. In March of this year, investigators resubmitted crime scene evidence for forensic testing. Loy and Gatton turned up as people of interest. Loy interviewed about the case in early May. He was extradited on a murder charge on May 31st. Gatton is currently awaiting extradition to Comal County.
5 weeks after the failure of Proposition B, the city and police union are finally back together at the negotiating table.
Proposition B would have taken away police officers' right to collectively bargain for a contract.
But now that we're on the other side of that vote, City Hall reporter Garrett Berger tells us where things stand now.
For the first time since April 19th, the city and police union sat down to negotiate.
But the constitutional standard.
And while talks were originally put on hold ahead of the May 1st Proposition B election, they are only now starting back up with the completion of Saturday's council runoffs, too.
There were a lot of items going on with the election, and the association requested the extension, and we agree.
Everybody didn't want to meet until the new council was elected, so we figure there's not really a reason to sit down and do anything with so many other stakeholders wanted to wait until the rest of the council had been impaneled.
But even after 7 weeks apart, the two sides appear very much stuck in the same place on the biggest issue: how much power an arbitrator has to overturn an officer's firing. The union believes the city wants to go too far in limiting that power.
You've taken out burden of proof, made it substantial, and you've created a system of where your intent is that you will not lose.
Well, the city says the current system does not work.
We don't want a process that will provide the same outcome of having police officers that use racial remarks, being back in the force, that have committed acts of domestic violence back on the force.
The talks continue, but with no impending Prop B vote and with an evergreen clause that could keep the current contract in place for another 8 years, it's anyone's guess when they'll strike a deal.
The two sides are expected to meet again on the 17th. Garrett Berger, KSAT 12 News.
Vice President Kamala Harris sharing a message to the people of Guatemala today, telling anyone who's thinking about traveling to the United States illegally to think again.
Do not come. Do not come. The United States will continue to enforce our laws and secure our border. There are legal methods by which migration can and should occur.
The vice president visited Guatemala City and met with the president there. The two discussed ways to address corruption in Guatemala, including developing human trafficking and anti-corruption task forces.
The city's runoff elections come to an end. It appears San Antonio ready for a change, at least in two districts. Incumbents in Districts 1 and 2 lost their seats. Councilman John Courage, however, won District 9 once again. Districts 3 and 5 also have new faces. To find out who your new city council member will be, head to KSAT.com and look for this story in the Vote 2021 section.
If you received unemployment benefits in 2020, you could be getting more money in your bank account. The IRS sending millions of refunds to people who paid taxes on unemployment benefits last year. That's because of new legislation that does not include unemployment benefits as income. That means taxes paid on the benefits are now counted as overpayments. Most affected taxpayers won't have to file an amended return. The agency says some 13 million taxpayers may qualify for this adjustment.
Oh, talk about humidity. It is just thick outside. All week, it's going to be a different weather pattern than what we're used to over the past about 6-7 weeks. Now, we started the day at 77. That's because of the high humidity. We have those warmer mornings as a result. Decent amount of cloud cover through the day. Made it up near 90 so far. The high temperature at 89, average being 92. 92 right now, Rock Springs, 86 in Lakey. We're 91 Santa Maria, 92 currently in Shirts. And for the most part, we're around that 90-degree mark. Bernie 87, Canyon Lake 90, and New Braunfels at 93. Not much happening this evening. We'll have increasing clouds, becoming cloudy overnight tonight. Just very humid, warm, and sticky outside. 86 at 8 p.m., 10 o'clock mid-80s still, midnight still right around 80 degrees. We have a big change in our weather pattern we're going to talk about. We'll get to that and when actually our next shot of rain is coming up. Ursula?
Thank you, Adam. The city of New Braunfels considering how to expand transit options as the city's population and traffic congestion continues to grow there.
Our Samuel King joins us now. Samuel, officials looking for more bang for their buck, I hear.
Yes, indeed, Steve and Ursula. A recent study determined that even a relatively small transit system in New Braunfels could serve nearly 3 times the riders for the same amount of money the city and VIA are spending right now. The current service requires people to call for rides a day ahead of time and is mostly focused on seniors and medical trips. That's becoming less desirable as the area grows, of course. The KFH group looked at several possible options to expand transit, including a system with dedicated routes like VIA in San Antonio, and also what's known as microtransit, where people can request rides using an app like Uber or Lyft. Coming up at 6, we'll have more on the near and long-term improvements the city is considering, including possible connections to other parts of our region like San Marcos and San Antonio. And here's a look at this evening's traffic. You can see New Braunfels could be better, could be worse as we head over here to the wall. Some delays on southbound 35 heading toward New Braunfels. Had some issues here on I-10, some blocked lanes on De Zavala Road, but that looks to be not impacting traffic too badly. 28 minutes heading westbound, and taking a look inside 1604, you're 16 minutes eastbound, 15 minutes westbound. And this is 410 at Cherry Ridge. Traffic building, but flowing well. Have another update throughout the evening, guys.
All right, Samuel, we'll see you at 6. Thank you. The 100 deadliest days of summer. It's what AAA is calling the period from Memorial Day to Labor Day for teen driving-related crashes. The report specifically focuses on new drivers ages 16 and 17. It found they are 3 times as likely as adults to be involved in a deadly crash during that time period. 3 common factors in these crashes: teens not wearing seatbelts, speeding, and or distracted driving. AAA reports more than 7,000 people died in crashes involving teen drivers from 2010 to 2019.
A recent report from the CDC renewing calls to get eligible young Americans vaccinated against COVID-19. This after the numbers show a rise in hospitalizations for those aged 12 to 17. In the U.S., new COVID-19 cases continue to go down. But top U.S. health officials are focusing on another number that's rising up.
I want to highlight a specific population that we were hoping will join the tens of millions who have already been vaccinated, and that is adolescents.
A weekly CDC report shows an increase in the number of youth hospitalized with COVID-19 this spring.
More concerning were the number of adolescents admitted to the hospital who required treatment in the intensive care unit with mechanical ventilation.
These stats renewing calls to get shots in the arms of those aged 12 to 17 who are eligible now for a COVID-19 vaccine.
The level of severe disease, even among youth that are preventable, that force us to redouble our motivation to get our adolescents and young adults vaccinated.
A recent Gallup poll shows 2/3 of U.S. adults now say their lives are at least somewhat back to normal, reflecting a shift in sentiments about the pandemic since last fall. But CDC Director Dr. Rochelle Walensky says until a young person is fully vaccinated, she recommends they continue to wear their masks and take precautions to protect themselves and others. That Gallup poll also showed that 56% of a majority say healthy people should lead their normal lives as much as possible. That is compared to 44% who say they should stay at home as much as possible to avoid spreading the coronavirus.
Do you eat food off a grill? Well, we have a warning for you. One woman ordered steak from a restaurant and swallowed a piece of wire while eating it. She later learned it came from a grill brush. Her story and the alternatives to keeping your grill clean and safe for cooking. Next. A warning tonight as we fire up the grills for summer barbecues or even eat out.
A Cibolo woman had to have emergency surgery last month after she swallowed a metal wire from the grill brush.
As she tells 12 on Your Side's Marilyn Moore, it was a painful experience from a hidden danger.
A sizzling supper hot off the grill.
Never knew.
But when Judy Heichman ordered a steak at a restaurant, she got something not on the menu.
I woke up in the morning in excruciating pain, barely able to move, My abdomen swelled up huge.
A visit to her doctor and a CAT scan revealed something strange.
They saw a wire sticking out of my colon.
This wire.
Oh, wow.
A little more than an inch long.
When he told me this, I was just stunned. He said, you somehow ingested a wire. And I was like, a wire? How could I ingest a wire?
The culprit? A wire bristle brush used to clean grills. The CDC warns bristles can come loose, stick to the grill, and get stuck, hidden on the food. An estimated 1,700 Americans went to the ER between 2002 and 2014, according to a medical journal. It's not common, but can be serious, getting stuck in the mouth or throat, or
they may lodge into the wall of the stomach or the intestine, or possibly even go through the wall. And that could lead to abscess and other problems that require surgical intervention.
As Judy did a couple weeks ago when this wire punctured her colon.
I'm now starting to feel back pretty much to myself.
There are safer alternatives. You could use a coiled grill brush, or you could use crumpled up foil, or even a half an onion to wipe down your grates. If you're going to use a metal bristle brush, inspect often and replace when worn. Judy quit using one years ago and wants restaurants to ban them. Now she's warning others of a hidden danger that could be on their plate.
Never knew. It was in with the steak, and there was no way of ever knowing that I was swallowing a wire.
Marilyn Moritz, KSAT 12 News.
And Adam Caskey called it right.
Yeah,
the king of barbecue.
He had the onion alternative just ready to go, and then Marilyn beat him to the punch.
I'm glad she showed it, though.
Yeah.
It's this little known.
Use an onion instead of the wire brush, and if you want, you can add a little oil afterward.
That too, exactly. Just
keep it from corroding.
Friday, I smoked up some good center cut beef ribs, some pork rib, the baby backs, and it was so good. And even the
You never
fingerling
bring
beef.
leftovers, never ever.
You can tell it's going to be a calm week just from what he's talking about.
Very different.
Tell you what I
weather
grilled
pattern.
on Friday.
Yeah, I start talking about my grilling and home brewing, and you know it's going to be a quiet week, and it's definitely quieter out there right now. But it did turn out great. Okay, my mind is elsewhere now. A very different weather pattern. That's my first headline. Shocking, right? Minimal rain chances this week. Very humid and sticky. It is muggy outside, and that's not going to change really anytime soon. So let's get right to it. Take a look outside. And we had a decent amount of cloud cover. Those low clouds, they linger around. They lingered all the way into the early afternoon today. High temperature in turn right near 90. Now we're at 88. But here's the key. Dew point. 75 degrees, so very sticky outside, and that makes it feel like it's 10 degrees warmer than the actual air temperature. And get used to it. Look at these dew points. 78 Pleasanton and Kennedy, 76 in Hondo, Uvalde 78 degrees, even Del Rio at 74. I say even Del Rio because usually Del Rio, their air mixes a little bit more in the afternoon, and you see their dew point drop down into the lower 60s. That's not the case right now. This week is going to be a week where that extreme mugginess and stickiness, that oppressive humidity is going to remain all week long. And I don't even think in the afternoon hours we'll see much of a break. Whereas we often do, I don't think that's going to be the case. The biggest break we'll get is to see those dew points mix down into the lower 70s for the afternoon hours later this week and into the weekend. So the humidity's here, and we just need to embrace it or get used to it. I don't know, whatever you think is better. Laredo's up to 100 degrees. Cotulla's 98. Those are the exceptions. Del Rio's at 96. Meanwhile, 91 Pleasanton, 90 New Braunfels, 85 in Kerrville. So we have the warmth out there, and keep in mind, when you factor in that humidity, it feels like it's about 9 to 10 degrees warmer than the actual air temperature. Even Alpine and El Paso at 97, but this stands out right here. Talking Tyler, Dallas, about Bryan College Station area. 79 now in Dallas. That's where we have a thunderstorm complex that's been moving through North Texas and the Metroplex today, now pushing into Louisiana and Arkansas. That's the only activity that we have in terms of active weather on the map right now. They're on the base of this upper level disturbance. That was the one that was overhead here last week. Now we're transitioning to our old friend, sometimes foe, the big blue H, upper level high. It's centered over northern Mexico now. This is going to be in control of our weather for the rest of the week. It's not going to be directly overhead, so we're not looking at big time heat and temperatures near 100, but the ridge, the bump in the upper level flow from it will be influencing us. In turn, we're looking dry, and it's a very different forecast than what I would typically bring to you on a Monday afternoon over the past, 6-7 weeks. So tomorrow morning, the typical low clouds to start the day. It'll look like it could rain at any moment. The most we'll get is a sprinkle here or there. Then we get sunshine into the afternoon, very humid from 77 at sunrise to about 91 the high temperature, but it could feel like it's up to about 104, 105 in spots. This pattern, this trend continues for the rest of the week. Highs in the low 90s, very humid, morning clouds, afternoon sun. By Sunday, a weather pattern shifts a little bit, and that gives us a slight chance of a few storms. So it's starting to look like a summertime pattern now.
It sure does. Thank you, Adam.
All right, the NBA playoffs have been very interesting.
Yes,
so far.
Especially the 7-game series that it had to go to in order for the Mavs and the Clippers to decide that. That was decided on Sunday. So the Western Conference semifinals tip off tonight. We'll have a preview of that game for you. Plus, gymnastics history made by a Texas native coming up. The Western Conference semifinals tip off tonight. The second-seeded Phoenix Suns face the third-seeded Denver Nuggets in Game 1. That's after the Suns eliminate the defending NBA champion Los Angeles Lakers in 6 games. Even with Chris Paul dealing with a shoulder injury, Devin Booker made up the difference by scoring 47 points in the elimination game, averaging almost 30 points a game in the playoff series. The Nuggets sent the Portland Trail Blazers into vacation and also their head coach into unemployment after eliminating the Blazers in 6 games, as well as after Nikola Jokic averaged 33 points and 10.5 rebounds in that series. The Suns are 5-point favorites to win Game 1 tonight in Phoenix.
Hooping wise, he can do everything. He can shoot, he can pass, he does everything. And you see, this is why the team has been able to, continue to succeed even without Jamal.
We just count on each other. We've earned each other's trust. So we know if one of us is having an off game and the energy is not there, it's going to be somebody right there to pick them up, pick up the slack. And we just have ultimate confidence in each other.
Meantime, former Spur Kawhi Leonard and the Los Angeles Clippers have eliminated the Dallas Mavericks in a 7th deciding game, becoming the first team in this series to win at home. That's right. It was the first playoff series in NBA history where the road team actually won every game through the first 6 until Sunday. The Mavericks were able to climb back from an 8-point deficit to take the lead in the third quarter behind the play of Luka Doncic, who led the Mavs with 46 points, 14 assists, and 7 rebounds, but that's when the Clippers blew them out. Los Angeles closes out the quarter on a 24-4 run led by Leonard, 28 points, 10 rebounds, and 9 assists, and the 126-111 victory. Next up, the number 1 seeded team in the Western Conference, Utah Jazz, starting tomorrow in Salt Lake City.
They pushed us. They played really well. They challenged us. But we stuck in there. We hung in there. We played for one another. We played hard, and we continue on our season.
Congratulations to Simone Biles, who became the most decorated gymnast in World Championship history over the weekend at the U.S. Gymnastics Championships held in Fort Worth. The 24-year-old scored 119.65 points to win her 7th U.S. title, the first woman to ever reach that milestone. In doing so, she's at the top of her game in the vault, balance beam, and floor exercises, where earlier she had wowed the crowd last month with her Yurchenko double pike vault. Now she prepares for the COVID-delayed 2020 Games in Tokyo, which start on July 23rd. And during that, if they are played, she's going to go for another Olympic record for medals as well.
Wow. All right.
She's in a league of her own.
Yes, she is.
All right. We'll be right back. Thanks so much for watching the News at 5 with us.
World News up next. We'll see you back here at 6 o'clock.